Yeah, so I think that basically, let me try to correct some distortions that some of our panelists have spoken about. First of all, it was not a matter of choice that some schools decided to invest, or some religions decided to invest in education and others did not. It was not a matter of choice. The education that we have is tied to our colonial legacy. The first university in Africa was built by Muslims in Mali, the first university. Now, education, Islamic education came into Ghana, Gold Coast, long before Western education, long before Western education. And so it is not by choice, it's by arrangement, it's by the historical arrangement of our colonization, where some kind of knowledge is not recognized within our setup, our state. So that is, we must understand that. And the Muslims did not delay in educating their children, no. They only educated their children on the Quran and the Hadith. That is not required for a secular country like ours. That's what we must understand. Two, this problem that we are faced with, sometimes I sit down and ask myself, like Mesa said, what is it about? What are we talking about? I come from a family that has Christians and Muslims.
Maybe.
We've never had difficulty in relating to each other. Never. And like Susan, I attended, or is it Sandra? I attended a Catholic school. I was a member of the CYO, Catholic Youth Organization.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
And so I simply do not see what we are talking about. Thirdly,
Honest.
the mission schools, just like as I said on the platform, were set up on an evangelization mission.
Precisely.
And so
But that
they will maintain their character and identity in as long as they remain mission schools. Some of them have loosened the control over those schools. So you can find mission schools or schools built by missionaries, which today have mosques and Muslims practicing freely on their various campuses. You can have them. You can find them. In Ghana, all over the place, you can find them. So let's understand one thing. I went to school from P1 up to secondary school from 5, even up to training college, reciting the Lord's Prayer and singing Christian hymns.
This is the beauty of it.
So that, has that changed me into a Christian?
Yes.
Professor Bokwin says what you just said is the beauty of it. But did you do that willingly? Did your parents approve of it? What is the argument now? Why are we in court?
So you see, and some said, I don't know which primary school whether you attended public school, a public school. I attended Chogu Primary School, which was a government school. And at assemblies, I recited the Lord's Prayer.
Correct. I also attended a public school. I attended a public school and we recited the Lord's Prayer.
Lord's Prayer. You never found, even in that public school at Chogu Primary School, they recruited a Muslim teacher to come teach us how to pray in Islam. And we had a Catholic father or a reverend who came to take students through the Christian faith. There was no problem. There was no problem. So I think these are fault lines. And when I heard
what's the problem now? Yes, go there. When you heard of the suits.
There are fault lines. These are fault lines that we must guard carefully. And religion evokes passions of people. And because religion evokes passions, it can lead to undesirable consequences.
Yeah, so when you heard of the suit, what did you think?
So when I heard of the suit, I said, why will Shafiq sue the Wesley what is it?
Girls.
Wesley College, Wesley Girls, to ensure that their school is run like a secular school? Why didn't he get opinion leaders within the Muslim community to engage the administration of Wesley Girls to see how they could arrive at a compromise and allow the people to observe their faith?
Continue to engage.
Because it can be done. It's done. So in St. Joseph's, at St. Joseph's, anytime that the Christians and Catholics were praying on campus, we were allowed to go into our different faiths and worship. But only that on 4th November, I will attend the All Saints' Day, whether I like it or not, at the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Now you are saying he should leave it to this discretionary, dictates. But perhaps his feeling is that this matter has come up over and again, and there has not been this, a resolution that is permanent. So let's get the Supreme Court to hold on it so that we all know where we belong.
My fear is that when you apply the strict dictates of law in solving a social problem which has religious underpinnings, you risk further fracturing society. That's my fear.
Okay.
And so there ought to be a way that you can engender social engineering, like a social cohesion of this country, like what you read in Article 37 of the Constitution, to ensure that the balance is held, even if loosely, between the various faiths. But to turn it to court for the court to determine whichever way is going to have repercussions.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hold on there. Let me go.
It will be engaging and look, can we be accommodative? Because it is, I'm sorry, I'm speaking now as a member of parliament. And I'm telling what we did. And it's like, you can't impose your will on us. But we are not imposing our will on you. We are saying that this is a country that all of us, belongs to all of us. And we all have to be accommodative to accommodate each other. But let me say this. Very, very important. You don't have no idea what's going on in our sub-region. And I can bet you, many of them have their roots in the way they created silos in their communities. I don't want to mention specific countries. As we speak, as the Minister Supervising National Security, I'm telling you that some of our neighbors have up to 1.3 million internally displaced people because of this kind of misunderstanding. 1.7 million displaced internally. Some of them have run to us. You see them on our streets. We are trying to get them back into their country. And the challenge is that.
Do you think that getting 5 judges in the Supreme Court, or at most 3, to make orders, will be the best way to go?
Frankly speaking, if I had my way, I would have said that let's continue engaging. Because believe me, 5 years ago when we started this, and now, there's a huge improvement.
So let's continue.
For me, that trend, liberty. Remember when apartheid was in South Africa, it was seen as legitimate, even though everybody saw it as inhumane. But gradually, people were able to get out of it. Slavery was legitimate until people came. Colonization was legitimate. But gradually, I believe that God will be able to overcome. Yes, we have some that are very recalcitrant. Because even the Methodists that we are saying, I know some Methodist schools who are accommodating.
Yes.
Others are not. And we are saying that, and my worry, frankly speaking, is when our religious leaders step in, because they tend to fuel the crisis even more. And for me, and with all greater respect and humility to them, ethical leadership is so important.
Briefly, one of the campaign promises was to ensure that we don't have people being restricted in wearing their hijab in their workplaces and so on. How far with that?
Yeah, we are on, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is very emphatic. His belief is that we must create all-inclusive society. Let's not segregate ourselves and disadvantage each other, because for whatever reason, if I disadvantage my sister Susan, I haven't done anything.
Okay. Yes, Prof. Bokwin, you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, we as I indicated earlier, you will see variations across mission schools and how tolerant they are to other people. You will see not only in mission schools, even Ahmadiyya mission schools and the rest of the Muslims. I mean, I attended one. And I'm very grateful. And I always say it's the best school in Ghana.
Which one? Kumasi?
No, not Kumasi, unfortunately. You understand that? And something, I mean, there are routine practices in Muslim schools that every Christian goes through once you attend.
Yeah.
Assembly, some recitals, and all those things. It's everywhere. Okay.
Just like the Muslim students
also,
are expected to do.
So that's what I'm saying, that the way to go is to promote the tolerance that recognizes each other's space to some extent. Yeah. Because when you engage Ahmadiyya mission schools, they don't want to give up totally in terms of allowing everybody and anybody at all. No. We have engaged and all of that, even old students, and we have come to realize.
Especially the old students, that's what they've done.
Yes, we have come to realize that, look, the unity in the midst of diversity that recognizes each other's space and that tolerance will be more sustainable than using the law to solve this. And I agree with what you said. That in fact, when I saw this, I said, look, let's be very careful we don't run into the situation where we are going to legislate love, right? That probably may be observed more in breach than in compliance. I think we have come a long way in this dialogue and the rest. And as you indicated, there are some Catholic mission schools where they make provision.
Yes.
There are all of that. So with time, and if you look at the MOU, if you read the MOU totally, you can see that all of them agree the dynamics and the difficulty. I hope you understand that, in accommodating. So there's some kind of progressivity that I see in this
if a
MOU.
School like Wesley Girls is not comply with the MOU, what should be the approach?
Well, this is what
look at this,
Professor. Let me just suggest this. I sincerely believe that the current Education Act, I think 773 or something, we need to relook at it. Because the provision in the Education Act of 1961 is much clearer for me. It takes ambiguity. It tells you that, no, you cannot do like the coercion, the denial, you cannot do. But the general rule is there. We need to be able to look at that. Ghana Education Service, I've been engaging the education minister. Because you see, sometimes some of the things that happen, we are watched internationally. Some of the things that happen on those school campuses, I tell you, are criminal. And I keep telling the Ghana Education, you need to be able to create a portal where students, whether Muslims or Christians, wherever they find themselves, Buddhists, can launch a complaint. And when they launch a complaint, let's segregate this is a school environment, and deal with the criminal aspect as criminal. So if Munchaka goes to beat somebody because he has asked him to go to a church service and he hasn't gone, that is assault. So we deal with it as such. And Munchaka will be dealt with, not the Catholic school, because the moment we draw the religion in, we tend to mix it up. Let's deal with the individuals who are recalcitrant, so that we'll be able to know that, look, we have a law like this one that all of them have agreed to, we have to implement. If someone decides that I will not want to implement it, why you are simply trying to do that? You are trying to create chaos in the environment.